the Harlem-based activist, teacher, author, journalist.
Yeah, Herb, I'd like to begin with you. You've written that you found as many as 25 significant errors in the book by Marable. Could you talk about some of those?
Well, these are factual things that this day and age in the whole publishing industry, I mean, the fact-checking is just thrown out the window. And I think many of these errors that I talk about could have been caught by a good fact-checker. But some of them are absolutely egregious in terms of the founding of the NAACP, the distance from the Apollo Theater to the Hotel Teresa. It's almost like he never walked the streets of Harlem. And I think that those kind of things should have been caught with a fact-checker. But beyond that, and I think I certainly believe from a dead Chinaman standpoint that, as Mao Zedong said, that let 100 flowers blossom, let 100 schools of thought contend. And the kind of discussion that's going on here is very good. I think it's a solid debate that we need to have about going back to the first documents, going back to the autobiography, because all of the biographies stem from the autobiography. And in other words, if the premise is flawed, then some of the conclusions may be flawed too. So we need to go back that. And of course, you have an attorney out in Detroit who has in his possession the original manuscript. And in discussions with him, he finds a number of discrepancies as he goes from and annotates the original manuscript and the published account. There's a number of discrepancies there, along with the 3 missing chapters, which seem to, at least one of those chapters, anticipate the founding of the Organization of African American Unity. In other words, Malcolm was moving more and more in a political vein, far in advance of the 1963 The Chickens Come Home to Roost.
And in terms of the most significant contributions of the book that you see in terms of brand new information or insights that have escaped others in the past?
I think one of the things, and I think your earlier guest pointed out, Mr. Ali pointed out, that the fact that he had access to materials that a number of the biographers before did not have, particularly the memorabilia. I was at the Schomburg when those 2 big crates came back after the family had put it in an auction out in the Butterfields in San Francisco. It came back to the Schomburg where it remains today. And in that, you found the diary. And I think one of the most interesting and probably the most critical thing about the book is that Manning had access to that diary. In 1964, as far as I'm concerned, is the most important year of Malcolm's life. Spike Lee did not get a chance to deal with that constructively and exhaustively in his film. Manning had access to this diary. He could go day by day. I had a chance to see that same diary at the Schomburg, and I think that's probably the most interesting and enlightening aspect of that book. You can follow these 2 trips that he made to Africa in 1964 was extremely important in terms of the political development, its connection, to the whole geopolitical situation.